This surprisingly might be the most uncomfortable one yet.
For you, well, you're doing a full tube.
How do these work?
They don't.
This is not a shirt.
No. Never has been.
It's so stressful.
Yeah. I'll be on the watch for you.
I don't know if I'm like the right shape for it necessarily.
No one is. Alaina, no one's the right shape for a tube top. That's the point of a tube
so
top.
Uncomfortable.
They're awful. Mm-hmm.
But I won't have tan lines.
And that's all that matters.
So if you're watching this podcast, you will probably be able to deduce what the Campfire is today.
Right. We did our best cosplay, light cosplay for Jawbreaker. Jawbreakers, period.
It's singular?
It's Jawbreaker.
Yeah, I guess it's just one, huh? Had to be just one.
Jawbreakers. They went to go see that film, Jawbreakers.
You know, the Barnes & Noble next to there.
Yes. You know what Jawbreakers is? Yes. Yeah, so we're dressed up kind of like light. You're giving like a Violet moment.
I'm like a gay Violet. I'm Dykelet.
Yep. And I'm giving you a mix between Courtney Shane and Marcy Fox.
You have like the Marcy Fox hair.
Yeah, but with like the red sort of. I got this dress and it was supposed to be shorter, but since I am but little.
Yeah, it's also just like long, but they
like
just
red
don't make clothes like that anymore.
No, they don't.
You're like a rose petal.
Oh my god, you're so cute. I look like a prolapsed anus.
Oh wow, you should get that checked. It's very red.
It looks red.
I think it's red.
It's red. It doesn't look good. It's inflamed.
Infected, maybe.
I would maybe go to urgent care.
Swollen.
So, we asked the Candle Coven on Instagram this week.
Yeah.
Earlier this week. What movies we wanted to do, because we are always having like a running tally going.
Yeah, there's a long list.
It was overwhelmingly Jawbreaker.
Yeah, Jawbreaker's like brought up a lot.
So we were like,
Jawbreaker.
It's time to do Jawbreaker.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it, I don't think, since the early aughts.
Yeah, like same.
And this movie came out in 1999.
I feel like I saw it in theaters and like maybe one other time.
Like same?
Yeah.
But maybe more than one other time. Like a couple
Potentially,
times.
maybe like on TV or something it was on.
Yeah.
Like a HBO or something. I don't know.
I did want to let you guys know that this is in what Alaina and I consider to be the sweet spot of Rotten Tomatoes ratings. It's at 14%.
It's the best ones.
And like we kind of change what the sweet spot is, but it's typically like between like 10% and like 28%.
Liz Purr is here, I'm sorry.
Oh, Liz. You know what's so funny is it was just Molly's birthday as well. So she is the birthday. Hi, Molly. You guys, please excuse Molly for looking so scrumpy. She is on a little bit of medication right now, and she will only take the liquid form, and she shakes it off and gets it everywhere. So she just looks so scrunchy right now, but she is going to the groomers
immediately after this.
In an hour.
Yes. She's determined that she likes the violet skirt.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a hammock for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is in the sweet spot. So the sweet spot, yeah, if you haven't heard us talk about it before, it's when a movie is so bad it comes around to good again.
Yeah.
It's not 100%. It's not foolproof, but you can pretty much tell like if a bunch of people hated it, it's probably campy.
Yeah.
Or maybe so bad it's good.
Like it's not so bad that it's unwatchable.
Right.
Like some people were able to watch it and liked it.
Right. And typically if you get something in like the 50s, 60s, that's not a good sign because it's just like
it's neither here nor there. It's boring.
Exactly.
The sweet spot to me represents like camp. Exactly. Like it's like
yeah.
Some people got it and most people didn't.
Right. That being said, if you had asked me before I rewatched this what I thought about Jawbreaker, I'd probably been like, yeah, cute, funny. Yeah. Upon rewatching it, as an adult, I was horrified.
Oh my god, I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
I just like the tone like unsettled me.
I always felt like that about this movie. Let's just jump right into the plot.
Let's just jump right into it.
It's the opening sequence is like pretty jarring. Like I felt like I was Paris Hilton.
When she was taken to the thing?
Like I felt like Kathy Hilton was like behind it.
It was I have to tell you, Kathy Hilton is often behind anything.
You're right. Yes.
So just that.
That's so true.
That's just a rule. That's just a fact.
Like literally anything.
Yeah,
anywhere.
She's probably behind it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like when you're like a teenager and things are like dark and weird, like you don't get how awful that is because you're a
Yeah.
kid.
I mean, it's very like distracting too. Like
Yeah.
it wins you over with like the visuals.
Yes.
So you're not really like taking in how
Horrific it is.
what's how old were we in 99? We were like
99,
14?
8th grade?
Yeah. 8th
So
grade, yeah.
13.
We were prime for this one.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple plot. They're like the popular girls at school. Courtney, played by Rose McGowan. And then we have Julie, who's Rebecca Gayheart. Marcy Fox.
Who just is like followed with controversy, I feel like.
I know. Marcy Fox is played by, what's her name?
Julie Benz.
Julie Benz, excellent. Thank you for being there.
And then we have Judy Greer.
Judy Greer as Fern Mayo.
They're the beautiful ones, the flawless floor. And to me, these are the B-team gays.
Okay.
Like, they couldn't, like, this is like the people in, like, Urban Legend 2. Like...
Oh, okay, yeah, well, literally.
When Jawbreaker first came out, like, okay. I'm a clueless like, I'm 100% clueless all day, every day.
There's no apologies
if you
necessary.
know me, you know that Mona May is, like, my biggest inspiration.
Yeah. Same.
She's the costume designer for a bunch of movies that I love.
Including Michelle, Clueless.
And to me, this movie is a cheater brand.
Yeah.
Bethany.
I get what you're saying. It sort of like wants to be aesthetically what like a Romeo and Michelle or a Clueless is doing.
Clueless, yeah.
But that being said, the source material, like, and it's just not a great story. It's got plot holes.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Another reason I like this movie though is because it's so short.
It was
like, I
an
liked
hour
it
and
because
25
it's so short.
minutes. Yeah, it's like a little like an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah, it is. Like for teens.
Yes.
Did they shoot it in Canada?
But like the tone of it and like the filter, like the Y2K filter, greenish filter.
Yeah.
They also use it in like the Virgin Suicides, but the Virgin Suicides does it. I mean, it's Sofia
completely
Coppola.
different. And like
she actually is an aesthetic kind of
very much.
icon. I would think.
I mean,
she makes beautiful looking films with like she has an aesthetic and like I trust her. This is like trying to do that, and like it does achieve some very cool looks and some cool moments, but it's not 100% there for me.
Like in a vacuum, it's cool, but like
interesting
to me. It maybe this is the intention. Like I kind of feel like it is.
Okay.
The guy Darren Stein, who directed it, he wrote and directed it, and he went to Tisch. And like obviously, like it's such like
you went to Tisch in the 90s.
Yeah, it's like such a Tisch in the 90s movie.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's so like I'm gonna make a combination of Grease, Clueless, Heathers, like teen, like
exactly.
What's it called? Switchblade Sisters, like those fucking movies.
Those like old 1950s, 60s,
and
like naughty girl,
and like it's like a parody on them.
It is. It's like a parody. Yeah, it calls out like the callousness. Like these people are such caricatures. Oh, here comes Tisha McGee.
This is the Fern Mayo in me.
I just want to let you guys know that I've been finding tissues in the laundry. So
it's a problem.
It's getting serious over here.
I don't know. Call all the male trees that are doing this.
It's allergy season.
Okay.
Look up male trees, guys. This is a thing. Mm-hmm. We're here to talk about pop culture. We're here to talk about candles, which I should address the candle of the week.
Oh, God.
And we're also here to just tell you about the hard-hitting things like male trees create allergies, and that's what you need to know. But I do actually want to digress and talk about the candle of the week really quickly.
Let's do that.
So I'm looking at our candles and I'm like, what are we going to burn while we watch this movie? Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? These bitches are sinister. They're up to something.
Yes, they are.
They're spooky.
They're naughty.
We're going to do a tall coven candle. I went with Sabrina, Patchouli, and Bergamot because I actually think it's great for spring and spring cleaning. If you're like a witchy girl.
Oh, I love that.
Who likes a fresh witchy incense moment because of like the bergamot, which is like that Earl Grey smell. I know. Mixed with a little bit of like lemongrass at the top, and then you get like some spooky patchouli and woods at the base. You're getting like this like very vibrant, delicious incense, but that's also refreshing.
Cleansing.
So we needed to be cleansed, but we also needed to honor the source material, which is girls that murder their best friend. In cold blood, basically. So
also, another good point about the tall candles.
Tell me.
Is because the surface area is so small that it's good if you want to burn a candle for a shorter period of time.
Like an 1 hour and 25-minute movie, it will be completely liquid across the top, and then you can blow it out.
Or dip it.
Dip it. But by blow it out, I mean don't ever blow it out. It's like when you roll down a window in a car.
Yeah.
You guys know what I mean. You're going to roll down the window, but
Semantics.
It's semantics. Don't ever blow your effing candles out.
So back to this prank, like, okay, so they do this prank on Liz Purr every year.
Right. So, and Liz Purr, who is played by Charlotte Ayana, who I didn't mention, who I believe is the star of, what's his name?
Enrique Iglesias.
She's in like one of those music videos.
Yeah, not the one with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
No, what's the one where they're like, there's like a desert maybe?
Yeah. Bailamos. It's not. Is it Bailamos?
No, it's like a love
There's
song.
Hero, but that's Jennifer Love Hewitt. I know what you're talking about.
You guys know what I'm talking about. And I also think that she's in the Give It To You music video.
Yes. No.
No, that's a different person. That's not true, guys.
No, that's not her.
That was a lie. I was testing you.
That girl is in stuff though.
Yeah, she's also in the Bumblebee girl, right?
The Bumblebee girl.
Bumblebee too.
Did she like fake date Lance Bass or something? Probably.
Haven't we all?
I have.
Yep. Yeah. So they're best friends. They always play a prank on each other on their birthdays. Is it her 17th birthday?
Oh, I like didn't even clock that.
It is. In what world are these girls 17, first of all?
See, like I think that's like what this guy's pointing out.
He's kind of making fun
he's
of
giving like I got bullied in high school vibes. Like fair enough. Like who didn't? All the cool kids did.
Right.
And like this is his like parody of like the stereotypical American high school.
Yes.
Because
it's
like
Grease on top of Heathers.
Right.
Yes.
There's a little bit of Frankenstein in there too.
Okay, yes. The monster.
And the monster becomes like
Yes, sure.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, because like when you watch, I think the closest the movie Mean Girls, I think Jawbreakers is the movie that it references the most.
In Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because like the scene with like the phone call, like there's so many like things directly, like each archetype is represented in Mean Girls.
Interesting.
Of these girls.
I didn't even pick that out, but I guess like the concept of like the teen girl movie,
right? They
all are layered upon each other since like the beginning of like, and like I think Grease is such a good reference because it's like 1950s cheerleader, you know, like that's kind of when we start to get that archetype. The high school archetype is in the 50s, 100%.
When everyone looked like they were in their 50s.
Yes,
in high school
with your hair.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go and get a toenet.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a mini perm. They used to do them on
so
babies.
Much old lady stuff. Like it's amazing.
My grandmother raised me.
I know. It's like very hot.
There is nothing like the trauma of being raised by a stern school teacher.
I don't know why that. You know why? Probably because I think my dad was raised by his grandmother.
Yeah.
So that trickled down to me somehow. And now you can literally just be like, my grandmother raised me. I'd be like,
and you're like, I trust her.
Or I'm like, do you want to dance?
I'm like, would you like to listen to a Gershwin tune? That's my favorite. Yeah. That's what this is like when I was like, I have an idea for a candle line. It's called the Chanteuses. It's going to be Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan.
This bitch goes into her like little box of stuff that she's never thrown away and gets this like Sarah Vaughan CD. Like it's the only CD that she's kept because it's the only place. You know what though? I think we sold our last car with that CD in it.
Yes, we did. It was the only copy of Sarah Vaughan singing Not My Funny Valentine, Naughty Baby.
Uh-huh.
And it's not Naughty Baby either.
No!
It's not Naughty Baby. What song is it?
I know your sister is screaming at the computer right now.
Jessie, help me. It's literally, she goes, my first time in Paris and you're crazy. Come to mama. It's Naughty Baby. Ooh. Oh, Embraceable You.
Can you believe it took her that long to get it?
I mean, when you go, it's a lot of standards. These women be singing all the standards.
Who made these songs? Are they like in the old text?
Gershwin, Cole Porter.
Gershwin is like not even. It's like a fantasy to me. I don't even know if that's a real person.
Yeah, it's a.
But like Gershwin made it. I'm like, okay.
The House of Gershwin.
Yeah.
But
Gershwin's
yeah,
just like a piano that like wrote music that like played music.
Yep. It's just two dueling computer pianos.
Did you listen to it on your like monophone? Or
yes, I did.
Yeah.
Gramophone. Yeah, so basically that was the only copy of that CD that has it. It's like a compilation Gershwin
Yeah, it's
CD.
like not even on YouTube.
No, I can't find it. So, but we did sell, our car had it in it because whoever plays CDs, I forgot I put it in there.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's fine. I have it in my memories.
That's lovely. We'll have to.
Anyways, back to this film.
Yeah, this film.
Yeah, so they kidnap Liz. They put
again, apparently.
Courtney puts a jawbreaker in her mouth and then seals it. And those
like,
jawbreakers
that's so
are
fucked up.
Who the fuck would do that?
Such a sociopath.
I kept thinking the whole time, like, and this is why I kept getting, like, really upset because, like, it was an awful death.
It's horrible.
They put her in the trunk of the car, and
awful.
She suffocates and swallows this Jawbreaker.
It's really horrendous, like a snake.
And then
like,
they
with
go,
a fucking egg
it's disgusting. And they go to, like, be like, they open the trunk to be like, haha, we got you. She's, like, in her underwear.
Yeah.
Tied up. And she is, of course, dead.
Like, blue
with the Jawbreaker in her throat. And what's in her throat? The other two girls didn't even notice that Courtney had put this thing in her mouth.
Like, Courtney's, like, psychotic.
She's psychopath.
Yeah, psychopath.
Complete socio-psychopath. And why?
Like, if I were friends with Courtney, I would have a panic room in my bedroom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I guess they caught her when she was sleeping, though, so, like, geez.
Getting your friend out of her bed when she's sleeping and then putting a big piece of candy in her mouth, that's not nice.
No, don't do that.
I think I was triggered, too, because remember that girl when I was a little kid? When I was a little kid, I was, like, 3, 4, 5. This is the ages I was at this location. And then my neighbor was this girl, Caitlin. I'm not changing the name. There's a lot of Caitlins out there.
Yeah, there are.
And she was older than me by like 4 years. So she was like a 9-year-old. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she would like bully the shit out of me.
Scary 9-year-old.
And she one time goes, open your eyes and close your, or open your mouth and close your eyes. And I'm like a little kid. And I do that.
So
and she
fucked up.
shoved a ball of Play-Doh down my throat. And my mom had to like rescue me.
That
and,
is
like bring
so
Caitlin
fucked up.
home. I was traumatized about it
now,
for years until recently, and I unpacked it therapeutically like 5 years ago. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
And I had like a fear of choking.
Yeah, I remember. She couldn't eat spinach for like a year.
You guys, if how are people eating cooked spinach?
It's like eating hair.
It just gets stuck in your throat.
Like wet hair.
And it's like in your, I want to know how people are eating cooked bok choy and
bok
cooked
choy,
spinach.
I was about to say. You know what is also crazy to me?
What?
If you go to like an Italian deli type place.
Oh, the broccoli rabe.
The broccoli rabe.
You can't, it's first of all.
It's literally like a fucking putting a tree in a sandwich.
It's so bitter. You got to really cook it down. You got to really with a lot of garlic.
I don't get it. Ever since Instagram started,
okay,
the size and proportions of sandwiches have gotten out of hand.
Okay.
They're inedible.
Okay, this is something that I want to talk about.
Speaking of Jawbreaker.
No, this is true. Let's actually, I could just talk about things that are hard to eat. I could just talk about things that are hard to eat. You guys know this movie. That she's dead.
Jawbreakers are hard to eat. It makes sense. It goes with it.
No. Okay. Why we're making food for the gram.
It's not for the mouth.
It's not for the mouth.
No.
There's this bagel place by us that makes bangin' bagels.
Yeah.
Because they're using the same Hudson Valley water that we're using in the city. The bagels are bangin'.
Yeah.
They're putting an amount of cream cheese on this bagel that cannot be sustainable for their business.
Right.
Or the dairy industry.
Too. Like, no, it's
this
lose.
This much cream cheese.
It's lose.
Who is eating that much
cream cheese?
Like,
if I siphoned off, like, the amount of cream cheese that you don't eat off your bagels, we could have a cream cheese business.
I could run and operate a cash flow positive cream cheese
We could have
business.
a monopoly on cream cheese.
I'm just, like, throwing cream cheese
I know.
away. I love this bagel, and I get it, and I have to take off 95% of the of the cream cheese, and it's still a good amount of cream cheese.
And
I'm not like I like cream cheese, guys. I'm not trying to be like skinny. And like I'm trying to eat this.
Yeah.
This is too much cream cheese.
A schmear of cream cheese is all we need.
Who wants to take a bite of a bagel and then have like 10 to 20 pounds of cream cheese shoot in the back of their throat,
the squirt through your teeth,
up my gnome?
Remember when we were on that flight coming home from Iceland? And I had that, was it a bagel?
It was you guys are going to think this is crazy, but we were in Iceland and this is a very normal food there. In the airport, they had a smoked salmon sandwich.
It was like a lox sandwich, which is like fine.
It was a choice that we made, and we were eating it on the airplane.
I know, I'm sorry. It didn't really smell. Like, they don't smell.
Everyone was eating it.
Yeah.
This is what they had there. It was good. It was very fresh and clean. But Alaina got a bite of salmon that was so thick and big.
Like on the airplane.
She's literally on the plane. It was as we were ascending into the air. And you're literally going.
I think I couldn't bite through it. I was
like, get the barf bag, and you're like, I cannot sit here on this flight with this barf bag with smoked salmon in it. And then you're like, I'm gonna eat it, and I kept telling you to spit it out. And she finally like swallowed. It was like a fish.
You could have like put me in the trunk of this car.
I haven't eaten smoked salmon since then because it just like hit me hard.
Yeah, it was rough. It was scary.
It was
on a plane.
It was one for the books. It was one for the books.
Scary.
Once we hit altitude, we were like, take me out.
Right?
Take me out.
MH270.
Oh, 37. Yeah, flight
370?
Yeah. Guys, where's that plane? Watch that documentary.
Where is she?
Let's talk. Send me a DM. Yeah, so they...
Right,
So Liz
okay.
is dead.
Yeah, she dead.
I killed Liz. I killed the teen dream. Deal with it.
Right, so, and then Courtney calls the school and pretends to be Liz's mom.
This is Mrs. Purr, Liz's mom. I'm so sorry, but Liz won't be in today.
This bitch is like, they are completely unaffected by the fact that this bitch
No
is
one
dead.
is upset.
No one gives a fuck.
The only one that's like upset is Julie.
Yeah.
And she's not upset. She's just kind of like, what's happening?
Yeah, she's like, something wrong.
No one is upset enough for me.
Like, honestly, Fern Mayo is the most upset one.
Concerned. But then she's not.
Yeah. Well.
And so basically, Courtney's like, we're going to cover it up by making it look like a sex crime.
Oh my God.
Which,
with her,
again, I hated. The scene where they're like staging it and she's like got rigor mortis. And she's like they're like, oh, she's so stiff. I was just
Jocelyn,
like, this is too much. Where are her parents? Where's everyone's mom and
no
dad?
one's parents cared about us. They didn't give I don't know. They trusted us to do whatever we wanted to do.
Did they really
care?
Interesting it's really interesting when you watch these movies. And I always like thought this because I kind of had like a mom that was like a little too involved in my life.
Yeah,
but I was always like, where's everyone's mommy and daddy?
Yeah.
In every teen, tween, high school movie, I just want to know where everyone's mommies and daddies are.
They are at business dinners.
Business.
Or at golf
apparently going to Australia for several months, leaving their oldest daughter to get a job in fashion and then raise her other 800 children. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, where are your... Oh, you want to know why Courtney Shane's a sociopath? Where's her mommy and daddy?
Yeah, she is feral. She's like a feral girl with a credit card.
Right. So.
I love when what's her name, Marcy?
Yeah, Foxy.
Is like that was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you just like you seem like you're in control. Like that's so funny. She has the best lines.
Yeah, she's like a funny, good character. Like she's the follower. Like you get her vibe.
I forgot to mention too that the costume designer for this movie is Vicky Barrett, who worked with Mona May. She was like one of her costumers.
Yes. And no shade on Vicky Barrett is great. The costume
I'm not saying
great.
It's bad. I think it's great.
It's just like the culmination of all the things doesn't quite hit the same way I think is intended.
Yeah.
That being said, this is still an iconic movie, and I still like it. It's just I don't like it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Like I liked. Yeah.
I like it, but it makes me feel physically and mentally unwell.
Completely. It's like kind of how I feel about that movie Sugar and Spice.
Yes. I love that.
Because like for some reason when I was a kid, like teen pregnancy really freaked me out.
Yes, you hate watching. Like I always want to watch like Molly Ringwald and For Keeps, and you're like, I literally can't watch teen pregnancy.
I don't know what it is. It just like upsets me.
It triggers you.
Yeah.
It's just you're just like she doesn't need this.
I know. Like her future.
These are stories that need to be told.
I know. I agree, but you know. Props to teen moms.
There's a lot. What was that Kirsten Dunst like Lifetime one, like Pregnant at 15? There's like a whole bunch of. There's like a lot of.
You know what? I will watch
those.
The Pregnancy Pact.
Oh.
No one asked me to be in one, but.
Nick, no, that like. How is anybody like? Didn't that happen in Massachusetts? The Pregnancy Pact.
No, I thought you guys had good education.
This is still America, bitch.
That's so funny. Something I also will give this movie is that all of the girls' bedrooms are very biblically accurate.
Oh, Liz Purr's bedroom, that is the periwinkle and lime green. First of all, I have that exact bedroom scheme.
Yep.
I did a periwinkle with lime green scheme. There's purple involved.
I remember, yeah.
It was perfect.
And you know what? Brown. A lot of brown.
That's what everybody forgets is the brown in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, there was a lot of brown.
Everything was
shiny brown.
Super brown with teal.
Yep. And like green.
Yeah.
A lot of flowers.
It was an interesting aesthetic. We are sort of cherry picking now when it's coming back, like the best of the best, which I'm grateful for because we get to like relive our favorite parts of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you guys right now, like if I see y'all out there with like a big chunky like raffia like belt over your hips on the outside of a dress on top of jeans, I'm not gonna. No. I'm not doing
a low rise jean like that.
I'm not.
That doesn't look good.
That ever again.
No, it doesn't look good.
It didn't feel
No.
good. It doesn't look good. You know when you go to go to the bathroom, you have to like pull the belt. It's like a
It
bathroom
makes no
nightmare.
sense.
Kitchen nightmares, bathroom
No.
nightmares.
Gordon Ramsay comes in and he's like,
This bathroom is...
this belt.
Okay, so yeah, they're saying everything is peachy fucking keen,
Mhm.
and they're gonna go to school like nothing happened,
Right.
and just basically pretend that she was killed by some person that assaulted her.
And they're like, no more aerobics for this girl. Like, what the fuck?
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I wanted to say I read somewhere that narcissists aren't always psychopaths, but psychopaths are always narcissists. I don't know if that's accurate,
I don't know
but
if
I read
that's
that
accurate.
somewhere. So do with that
Interesting.
what you will.
Interesting.
There's a lot of talk about narcissists and psychopaths these days because of the Scandival.
Scandival's coming out, and everyone's like personality disorders. I'm like, welcome to my favorite
I
subject.
know. I've been waiting here for
love
so long for everyone to join.
Talk about it.
There's a lot of them out there, you guys.
You guys got to be out there with these cluster B personality disorders. You got to watch out for them.
They're among us. I feel like there's at least 3 in every family.
I think you need to. I hope everyone finds peace. I really do.
So diplomatic.
I really do.
You do.
I really mean that.
Yeah, you do.
I really hope everyone just finds a lot of inner peace.
It's rough out there.
As an empathetic person, I don't like it.
No, it's hard. It's rough.
I'm a bitch.
No, she's not. Yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah.
Fern Mayo
Uh-huh.
is going to have to bring Liz Purr's homework home because of this phone call. Can you have one of your friends bring home her blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And Courtney Shane forgets to go and pick it up.
Yeah, 'cause she's so grown ass.
what's her name? What's that actress's name who plays the teacher?
Oh my god,
Miss Sherwood.
fucking
She's from
yes.
Kimmy Schmidt and everything. She has the voice.
Carol Kane.
Carol Kane. Wow, good job.
Thank you.
You're doing really good with your mental recall.
Wow.
Really
it must be those
good.
puzzles I'm doing.
You're almost 37. Sometimes I forget that you're not 37 yet.
I'm very close.
We're 6 months apart and not in the way that I would like.
Except,
I'm the older one.
yeah, that's better for our relationship, honestly.
You think?
Yes. Older sibling, little sibling.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
guess.
good.
Yeah, just
Birth order in relationships, guys.
give it. I got it.
It's a lot.
That's a thing.
Oh yeah, it's a big one.
Birth order might be more telling of your personality than literally.
It is.
It's like how. Yeah, exactly.
The fact that you are an older sibling and I'm a younger sibling, I think makes us very compatible.
Yeah, it's true. The only time I ever dated another older sibling, that did not go well. So.
Yeah. No, same for another little sibling.
Yeah.
Same. We had a.
You're both just like, who's gonna?
Yeah. Who's driving? We're both fucking crazy. We have no idea what we're doing.
I think the same for an older sibling.
Yeah, but at least you can fake it.
Same kind.
You white knuckle through it because you have to, and I'm just like, huh?
Hey, if you guys are if your partner is the same birth order as you, or how does that work?
Yeah.
Tell
us.
I want to know about that.
Jocelyn will call places for me. It's like that.
Yeah, I know. And I hate to.
I know.
But it's just
I'm a baby.
Yeah, she
can't,
wants this.
I didn't have to talk for myself for 15 years.
Someone else had it for you.
I'd be like,
oh my god, it's like Silent Bob.
Yes, exactly. Oh my god, yes. Jocelyn orders for me at the restaurant.
There's literally videos of my sister and I. My sister and I are 2 years and 9 months apart, and my sister, she can speak for herself, and she does. But you know when you're really little,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'd be she wants this
Exactly.
How did she know that was for Jessie?
You're not
She wants that.
You're not coming out of the womb advocating for yourself immediately.
No, but
you know what I mean?
But your older sibling is, especially when your older sibling can use you to get what they also want. It's like,
Ooh.
Jessie and I want this. Jessie
Right?
says she wants noodles.
You're like, this is a democracy now. Yeah, there's 2 of us that want noodles.
Exactly. The people
Jessie
demand.
says she wants noodles. She's like,
doodle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what we're talking about? Oh yeah, so Fern
This movie
is there. Courtney is not there, so she's gonna take the homework to Liz's house. And Fern is such a creep.
I know, right? She's like a horse girl.
She's walking around with her long hair and her retainer in, and just smelling all the flowers in Liz's yard.
Justice for Fern though, just let her be. That's the thing. I hate when just like innocent, peaceful characters like that get so corrupted by like high school bullshit.
I know.
Like, just let her be.
Just let her be Fern.
I know.
So she overhears them staging the body.
Yeah.
And so they're like, all right, Courtney's going to have to handle this. And Courtney's like, listen, I'll make you basically high school famous.
She gives her an offer that she can't refuse.
Yeah, she's like,
it's a quid pro quo.
Right. I will turn you into the next it girl at high school if you shut your mouth.
Right. So basically they were like, I will tie you. What's her last name?
Fern Mayo? Liz Purr?
Ty in Clueless.
Ty. Oh,
Ty Frazier.
Ty Frazier. Wow. Nice.
They're going to Ty Frazier her, but for a price.
But for a price.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Fern says yes. And at this point, Julie, who is played by Rebecca Gayheart, is like, I'm out.
Yeah, she's just like...
She's like, this is too much for me emotionally. And she's like no longer part of the Fabulous Four.
And like it shows that she kind of is the only one that had a legitimate friendship with Liz Purr.
And like kind of a conscience.
Yeah, and like she actually cared about her a little bit. Like she goes to her house and like, you know, she's upset.
She's crying. Her mommy hugs her.
Yeah.
We have that scene where that song Flow by that band Transistor, that immediately once I heard it. Yeah. The soundtrack on this album is good.
Yes, the soundtrack is great.
This is a soundtrack that you had in your car.
Yes, it's a great soundtrack.
You brought this CD in your CD book in your car.
Even if you didn't watch the movie that much, like I had the soundtrack.
Yes, we all did.
Yeah.
And it was a pop, and there's some oldies, there's some nudies, there's some aldies. Oh, the grocery store. Yeah. That's where they got the name. From CDs.
That you're right.
Yep.
I knew you were an entomologist.
Yeah.
Is that bugs?
Would be funny if we just like said AI words, just like random words, just like word salad, and we're like, yep.
What's generating?
Right, guys. ChatGPT. Is it listening?
I'm trying to think of the song that I think of when I think of this movie, but I can't recall it right this second because I'm too busy thinking of names.
She said you.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah. And then yes.
Yeah.
The flow is like when she sees Liz Purr swimming, and it's like, I'm swimming.
I mean, you know, we all drove that night to that song and cried.
And I drove home from your friend's house at like 11 to get home before curfew.
No one understands me.
Just like,
I know, right?
I was like screaming Hedwig and the Angry Inch in my car, if that helps.
Wow.
That was a big one for me.
I forgot that was so big for you. Yeah. Mine was like The Used.
You know, whatever gets you through.
I would work out to them sometimes.
I would still work out to The Used.
I do
perhaps.
Sometimes.
Yes. So now they show Fern is no longer Fern. Her name is now Violet.
And they do like the hallway walk down, the iconic.
It's just Courtney, Violet, and Foxy.
Yeah.
It's just them now. Everyone else is out.
And Violet is like I think that her journey into popularity is represented by the saturation of pink.
Yes, how pink she gets.
Yeah, so
and she's giving like pink ladies, and she starts to have like groupies,
right?
And they all wear pink, and it's very like pink ladies.
It's very
inspired.
Sandy,
and you're giving that.
Like she's going. Thank you. Like towards the end, she looks like Sandy post makeover.
Yes, because she's got the disco pants on, like those like shiny.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's like kind of pink ladies meets Sandy 100%.
Right.
And Violet is like everyone's into Violet.
Right.
Like she gets like a new car. All these kids have classic cars.
Like perfect condition.
Mint
like
classics.
Worth a few $100,000 these cars.
Like outrageous.
That Corvette is like insane that she gets.
Yeah, she gets it for making out with some guy.
I know. Under the car?
I don't think that's gonna do it. No one's giving her that car for that. I'm sorry, that's just not a fair trade.
Ramon.
Oh, Ramon. You know?
Yeah.
What both of those movies have taught me, Jawbreaker and Romeo and Michelle, is that you can get a luxury classic vehicle by just doing the bare minimum.
It's so crazy. Like, and then guys will have the audacity to be like, "She only wants me for my money," and it's like, what the fuck do you expect? Like,
we weren't allowed to have bank accounts. Until,
exactly.
Like 2 days
like
ago.
my grandmother couldn't have a fucking bank account.
Right.
So like, that's what they taught us is that we needed you for money.
The patriarchy basically made it so that's what you're.
Maybe why don't you find something else to be good at?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know,
housework.
In the house, I was gonna say the same thing. Proactive house.
Why don't you listen? Ooh, ever heard of that?
Wait, you know what one I love? Consideration.
Oh, that's a big one.
Consideration is it's everything. We're all here. Okay?
We're all here.
Put the cart back in the fucking cart section at the grocery store.
What is wrong with people?
No, people are so sick in the head.
They're sick.
Yeah, so Violet, we've done all that.
Yeah. They have this Courtney has this monologue at lunch about not eating lunch in public, basically.
We eat, and we eat well, but just not in public.
Like, the thing about this movie, it's like, everything is so awful. The message is terrible. Like, as an 8th grade girl, you're watching this, you're like listening to this girl say this shit.
Because you don't know that this is a parody.
Right. You don't know this is a parody until the very last second of the movie.
Right.
Where you're like, oh, like, it's about the demise of this girl.
Right. Right. Like, the body doesn't know.
The body doesn't
this
know.
Isn't how it's supposed to be.
Like, even, like, Cruel Intentions, for example, where it's
oh my God.
there is, like, a mean girl that, like, gets hers at the end.
Yeah.
It, like, throughout the whole movie, you know she's, like, you know these people are bad.
Right, but they're still revered in some way, and you're like, I want to be,
right.
I want to be, because you know what it is? It's the power. And as a teen and tween girl with, like, a very, susceptible mindset, you already know without having the language for it that you don't have power.
Yeah.
And you're a child. There's so much childism in the United States.
Yeah.
You're a girl, or you're queer, or you're whoever, you're whatever, okay?
Yeah.
You know that you don't have the power.
But
when you see a character like a Courtney with power, even though you know that she's, like, not nice,
it's power that's acquired by means that are unfortunate.
Right.
Like,
but you start to think is that the only way that I can do it?
It's like how is this the only way a woman can get power?
Right.
Is
by
like,
being ruthless
and using her body.
Exactly. Do it
subjecting
yourself.
herself.
Right. Exactly.
Like, because of shit like that lunch scene, like, I feel like guys don't think girls fart.
We're not allowed
like, I
to
literally
eat
know
or
people
fart.
whose boyfriends/husbands don't think that their wives fart.
I absolutely.
Like, that's crazy.
If you guys are with a guy, and have you farted around him or not? If you haven't, are you okay? Are you, like, do you go to the hospital?
If I don't fart, like, I feel like I'm gonna die.
That's, like, a huge thing for me. It's like, do you guys fart around each other? Straight people ask us that. Are you fucking kidding me?
I, like, fart in your face.
Yeah. Like, oh my God.
For the nutrients.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't get enough protein. And she's helping me. No, but for real, like, what are you talking about? I literally had the worst stomachache the other night, you guys, and Alaina almost saw me poop for the first time.
I know, I thought I was gonna get my chance.
Like, guys, this is gonna be a TMI corner. TMI corner.
Ooh, I wish we had a soundboard.
TMI. I don't know what it was, but it was like one of those ones I'll remember for the rest of my life. I got woken up at 4 a.m. with the worst stomach ache. I seriously have no idea. Like, to this, I went through everything I ate forensically. This bitch ate everything I did.
Yeah.
My tum-tum just did not.
Something happened.
I got so violently sick in the bathroom, and I started to brown out, and I was about to faint, and I had to wake her up. I was like, Alaina! And she, like, came in and rescued me. And, like,
I was, like, dead asleep, and I just heard you calling me. I was
life.
like, what?
No, literally, it was like an NDE. I'm calling it, like, a near-death experience. I, like, woke up the next morning, I was like, thank you, thank you. I literally had to, like, I almost fainted.
You should get a tattoo about it. Just to commemorate.
Just the date.
Yeah.
In Roman numerals. Everyone's like, what's that date for? You're like,
you don't want to know.
You don't want to know. I was in
Listen
the shit.
to our Jawbreaker podcast, then you'll know.
What was the point of me telling it? I just can't help myself.
Oh, that girls fart and poop and do gross shit all the time.
We do be doing that. But there was a point where I was like, I need you to bring me back. I'm going to shit the bed. And we just got a new bed.
Oh, God, you can't shit the new bed.
So she, like, brings me back into the bathroom, and she was like, should I stay here so that you don't, like, faint? And I was like, okay, yeah. Because that's, like, the one thing is, like, just a closed door policy with pooping. And I ended up having to have you leave because I couldn't do it.
At the very last
My body
minute.
wouldn't let me.
Like, you were like, you have to go. And then the second the door closed, it was like... like, I just missed it.
Like, I don't know why my brain is like, as long as there's, like, a 2-inch piece of, like, particle wood between us.
That's enough.
That's enough. I don't even think the door was fully closed. I literally I just need you to just stand outside.
I just can't see it.
No. You can't see it.
Imagine if we just held eye contact the whole time.
It's just not for me. It's just not for me. I need my own moment there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the solo journey.
Anyways, girls do be pooping. That thing poops.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling much better now, but I was out of it yesterday.
Yeah, you were not okay.
I had to have so much liquid IV.
Yeah.
This is not an ad. Imagine if that was a sponsor.
SpawnCon?
All this to say.
Yeah.
Code
/ Candle Coven podcast.
I almost just like fell off the chair. I was like,
imagine if you pooped.
There's nothing left. There's nothing there.
How about we're not anorexic, that's preserved for the Karen Carpenter table?
When I heard that line, I was like, guys, can we please
Did
throw
not
some
age
respect
well.
on Karen's name? Leave Karen
Did not
Carpenter
age
alone.
well. Karen Carpenter is such a phenomenal drummer.
And singer?
Yeah, but put some respect on her
Are
fucking
you
name.
kidding me?
She can sing and drum at the same time.
And drum good.
Okay, Zach Hansen.
Zach Hansen wishes.
I know, I'm just kidding.
He wishes. Karen Carpenter is phenomenal.
There's something so funny to me about drumming and singing at the same time. Like Sheila E.
What's his name? Is it Phil Collins is a drummer? Isn't he a drummer too?
Yeah, Phil Collins.
Yeah. Yeah. Drumming, like a standing drum kit.
You have, like, the microphone here and you're like...
I kind of love it.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah. Doing everything is funny.
Fucking worst.
This is so funny. And there's like an insert, there's like one of those like little bras in it. I'm sure you fucking hate that.
You know, I used to wear these with like the tank tops with the bras and like a shirt over it and like a shirt over that.
I'm so sorry for you.
It's awful.
It really sucks.
I feel like I experienced like the shift in like expectations for boys versus girls like in a school like social setting like that, like in my life, like because when I was before puberty, it was weird, like I was basically a boy, like to for lack of better explanation,
like for all intents and purposes, like
like I played
the traditional boy,
like I was included in all the boys sports, like and I don't know if it was different because I lived abroad, like maybe it was like less of a dichotomy, but like I was on all the boys teams, like I really participated with like all the boys
I love
mostly.
to call you the queen of the boys. If you like look at any pictures of Alaina age like 0 through
like
12 14
even.
you're the queen of the boys.
Right, like I was usually the tallest one.
Yep, you were the best
I was
of
the
the
best
sports.
of the sports. And like I used to like go into the boys' bathroom to use the bathroom.
Really?
Because like I would go with my brother.
With your brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like that's like how I lived, and then when I hit puberty, it was like a very sizable shift in like how I was treated by society. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you kind of like have that like point of view of like both.
Yeah, like it was jarring for me.
Cuz like I'm not going to lie to you, like when you were little, like I'm sure people said, "Oh, your sons."
Oh yeah, it
Plural.
was like everywhere we went. Like
because you and your brother looked like twins.
Yeah,
like you really looked exactly the same.
Yeah, I looked like a boy, and like unless I was like in a bathing suit, but like usually it was just like, oh, you're boys or like whatever.
And your mom would just never corrected them. She's like, whatever.
Sometimes she would, but like we didn't really care. Like it's not worth it, you know. And like puberty was a bitch.
Because all of a sudden you're getting treated totally different. You're like, what the hell?
Like, who am I friends with? Like, why do the boys like not want to hang out with me anymore? Like, why do they only care about like these girls? Like, it was very hard for me.
Yeah, no, I get that. That sucks. I'm really
especially
sorry.
now learning that I'm like on the spectrum is like very, you know.
And you also moved from Vienna to Southwest Florida.
Yeah. When I was 12.
At that time.
Yeah. It was really
hard.
And
had to like go to middle school.
I remember like on the first day of school I walked in and I was wearing Tommy Hilfiger baggy overalls, like a No Fear t-shirt and like Tim's. And I had like a 90s like bowl cut. And I walked in and like you could hear a pin drop.
She could be a farmer in those
Yeah,
clothes. Exactly.
Yeah. So like I had to go to Burdines like immediately after school and get like new clothes.
Like a polo dress?
Yeah. like a long t-shirt that I would.
You're like, how am I gonna get through these fucking years?
It was awful.
I'm really sorry for you. That really sucks.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here now. I'm glad you're like, you know,
it was a journey.
living your truth and wearing your clothes that make you feel like you. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
As you sit here in this tube outfit.
Well, you know,
cosplay is
it's all drag. That's at the end of the day, it's all drag.
It's just
and
like
this is by choice.
We love a dress.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's by choice.
Exactly.
I felt forced to do something that didn't feel right for me.
Yeah, no, totally. And that sucks.
I hate that.
Over clothing. Over something stupid. How dumb is that?
I really feel like the way schools are set up for kids are so they like, you know, obviously we're having
training us.
All these conversations about like trans stuff and like first of all, it's such a small percentage of the population that it's like
They're just making it an issue to distract us from other shit.
Obviously,
Absolutely.
but like I think if things weren't so segregated gender-wise, like it wouldn't be so difficult for people that didn't fit into either box.
Right, which is, I would say most people don't fit into an idea of how you're supposed to be as a person.
I know.
Like, come on.
But like when you take a step back, like, and you like, because I feel like society and like the economy is so bad, like because things are kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
We can take a look back and be like, wait, this shit isn't really working. Like this, like,
right,
like monogamy, or not heteronormative, monogamous nuclear family bullshit was to uphold a system that's not working.
Right, and it's not working, and in fact, it's detrimental.
Yes,
and hurts everybody.
There's
these expectations that you're born, and then you have to fit into this, like, we all have to be the same.
Right.
How crazy is that idea? Like, you guys really have to do some internal looking at yourself if that's a problem for you. If people living authentically offends you, and a lot of the time it's because people themselves are not living authentically.
I mean, look at the search history and all these fucking Republicans.
Right,
they're all getting.
If I have to suffer and do it, so do you. Right. Who thinks like that?
That's very common though.
Yeah, but that's grotesque.
It is grotesque. It's very common.
It's almost like a hazing mentality.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's disgusting. And like I really hate to see generational things like that. Like for me, if I see like generations younger than me having an easier time with things that I had a hard time with, I'm so happy to see that.
What? Like, why don't people feel like that on like a larger scale? It's very weird to me.
Because it's like, well, I had to suffer through and do all the things that I was supposed to do. You have to too.
And also, like, doesn't it make sense that like each generation of people is gonna be smarter?
Yeah, that's called progress.
Yeah, like if we're like iPhones, like the iPhone 14 is the best one.
Imagine not wanting to admit or enjoy the fact that the offspring of your generation are doing better and progressing. Like, wouldn't you be just so proud and excited for them?
Why can't you should learn from them.
Right. I agree. Like whenever I see, like, I always want to know what the younger generations are up to and talking about. I'm like, I want to know. I'm like, what are you guys? Yes. Your brain is so plastic and amazing at that age, and they're learning things and they're so creative.
Right.
I want to know everything everyone's talking about.
I think that's why another reason I appreciate my parents so much is because like even like at the age that we are now, like they still like love to learn from us. Like they think we're so smart and like
I love that.
Our relationship is like very two-sided.
They have respect. It's called respect.
Yeah, but they've always treated me like that.
It's
like
true.
They both like my mom is always like, well, my dad too, but like my mom has always like valued my opinion. She's always like, what do you think? Like,
that's so true. Like even like when she listens to like our podcast or whatever, she's always like, oh, I saw this that you wrote, and then I looked this up, and like she's interested and she's engaged, and that makes me feel seen and appreciated and respected, and makes me respect her.
Like I feel like people should want to be learning all the time.
100%.
Right? Like that's why we're here, is to like learn shit.
Right. What else exactly? Aren't you curious?
Yeah.
When people are like incurious, is that a word?
Yeah.
Have to look that up. I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, wow, what's going on? I'm good.
Right.
I learned enough.
Right.
I'm good now. Like, no.
Right.
You're not.
That's not, I don't know.
It's a red flag. Anyways, where are we in this movie?
Right. Okay, here's the thing about this movie. It does bring up a lot of interesting topics.
Yes, you're right. That's actually,
Darren.
You know what? Maybe I take back what I said. Maybe it is showing these things that we can now as adults appreciate and talk about. But at the time, I think I was too young to watch it then, if I'm being totally honest.
I actually agree with you.
They're marketed towards younger people, but these movies aren't really.
I agree with you. It might be for like 20-somethings, 30-somethings. Because it is a parody of the teen stuff. Like, maybe the people that were watching Heathers and, like, whatever other movies where there are Mean Girls and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
When Jawbreaker comes out, maybe they're in their 20s and 30s.
Right.
And they see it and they're like, that was bullshit.
100%.
Like, it wasn't real.
Right.
That type of thing.
No, I get exactly what you're saying.
But it definitely was marketed to us with, like, the fashions and everything.
Oh, absolutely. Interesting. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't for us. But
now it
is. Yes.
But I'm not like a huge Rose McGowan fan.
Really?
Yeah.
I am.
Not as a person. I mean, just as like in stuff. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, I like loved her as Tatum and Scream. And Charmed. Like, and then Yeah, no, I like her.
No, I guess she's good for this part.
She's perfect for it because she plays like the bad guy, like really good.
She is kind of like a haunted, teen dream type girl.
Kind of the Fairuza Balk of it all. She's in that same category for me, who I also love.
I love Fairuza Balk.
Right?
First of all, what a good name.
I know.
She kind of looks like your mom.
Like when my mom was younger, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought that before. Yeah, totally.
I hate that Marilyn Manson's in this movie.
I do too. I almost don't even want to address it. Fuck Marilyn Manson.
But like,
and if you don't know
how
why,
he's in it too, like,
yeah.
The wolf in wolf's clothing is so accurate.
Right? Did I say that?
Either you said it or it was like in the Evan Rachel Wood thing.
Right. I was like, that sounds so familiar to me, and I didn't know where it came.
And it's like, why are
He's a wolf in wolf's clothing.
Yeah.
He's literally like, by being like, oh, I'm these things, I can't be these things.
Right.
He is these things. He literally was telling us.
So crazy when that happens.
Yeah. So he's in this, and he's the guy who gets framed for Liz Purr's murder. And at the time, I believe he was in it because Rose McGowan was dating him.
Yeah, she was.
And she famously wore that iconic dress on the red carpet.
The VMAs.
Oh.
Yeah, that was sick.
My God.
I'm
sorry, throw some respect on her name. That dress is outrageous.
Also, shout out to Detective Vera Cruz, played by Pam Grier, and that gorgeous head of hair.
I mean.
What a hot bitch.
Everyone's hot.
That's fun. Except for Julie's boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, you're not a big fan of Chad Christ.
Chad Christ.
Guys, the actor that plays Zach, who was never really in anything else.
He wasn't.
His name is Chad Christ. I don't know if he pronounces it Christ. I refuse to believe that. His name is Chad Christ. It's like a name that I made up.
Chad Christ on the cross.
Yeah, no, Chad Christ.
With that fucking Chinese tattoo that he's got.
Right.
He has these bitches have tattoos.
Like, I think he's hot, but like I also there's something missing for me.
Is it hotness?
Comment below on that one. Yeah, he's like barely in it because now Julie is hanging out with Zach and he's part of the drama club kids.
Yeah.
But Violet is the head cheerleader and she's also starring in the play.
Yeah.
And so she's like trying to flirt with Chad Christ, but Chad Christ is not having it.
So,
it doesn't really matter. There's no point.
Yeah, there's no point to that. Although the three of them do band together to bring Courtney down.
So basically,
because he apparently is MacGyver.
Right, because Courtney, yeah, exactly. Courtney is like, sick of Violet kind of taking her spot and threatens her.
This is the Frankenstein aspect I was talking about.
Yeah, I created you and I can kill you.
Yeah.
Violet's getting a little too big for her britches. And so she exposes that Violet is Fern Mayo.
Yeah, she spends about $10,000 at a local Kinko's. Yeah.
Yep. Big week for Kinko's.
It was poster size. It wasn't even A4.
Oh, it was like a nice print.
Yeah.
They were well done. And they're all over the place.
Yeah, there's everywhere.
Did she get like a ladder? Like a big ladder
maybe she like
the side of the school?
Maybe she like kissed some
She made
guy
out
with
some
a crane.
janitor. I don't know. Guys, what is Courtney Shane up to? So Violet is like, fuck this shit. And she kind of bands together with Julie and Chad Christ, who I'm only going to refer to as Chad Christ.
Chad Christ.
Julie's like, I'm going to tell. This is enough. So she goes to tell the detective. And she's like, we got somebody in custody.
Yeah.
It's Marilyn Manson. So they're like, what?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, she lured some man back. And we see the scene where that happens. And I'm like,
I hated that scene.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, this movie, it was way too old. Like, that scene where she's hooking up with, the popsicle scene.
Yeah, I hated that.
I hate that, too. Like, I hate it. It's so gross.
I know, there's a few, those were the scenes that throw me out of it. Where I'm just like, shut up.
But I get it. Like, that's the thing. It's like Mean Girls will do a scene like that, and it's funny.
Right.
Because it's, like, so over the top.
Yeah, it does. It's weird, like that popsicle scene. It's where Courtney's with her boyfriend and she's like making him fillet a popsicle.
Yeah.
There is not a teen girl in the world using those power dynamics in the bedroom. Sorry.
Maybe one?
Yeah, and whoever she is, good for her.
Put her away.
Good.
No, good
for
for
her.
I'm just kidding.
If Courtney hadn't had killed like another girl, I'd be like, fine. I want her to be like some sort of like vigilante killing. Like, I'd rather
That's what I want
kill
all
the Marilyn
women to be
Manson
doing.
character.
Yeah.
Lure him. And,
right.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't condone murder.
Unless
prom is happening. So everyone's like it's the culmination of everything. We discover in Liz Purr's bedroom that there was that greeting card that can record things. And in the beginning where Courtney says, I killed Liz, I killed the teen dream, deal with it, got recorded, and it's her confession.
That's a good line.
It is.
It is a good line.
It's the line of the movie.
And Courtney's wearing that like classic wraparound, like Grecian silver moment.
Yes, and the dress.
Yeah.
Everyone looks cute at the prom. It's very like kind of 1950s inspired, like fishtail, and
it's very Grease.
They did a good job with the prom sequence.
And the Donnas are there. The Donnas, in retrospect, watching them, I'm like, how they are lacking the C and the U and the N.
They have just the talent.
Yeah.
You're not a big Donna's head.
They seem very awkward. But like at the time I was like, this is cool because it was like girl rock stars.
I like it for what it was at the time.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But in retrospect, they're like,
yeah, I guess.
You know?
And I was like, how'd they get the Donnas? They always have these people at the prom.
Carol Kane got them.
Like 10 things I hate about you. I'm like, y'all got the best bands. Like, it was Biff Naked, and then what's her name? Letters to Cleo.
Save Ferris.
Yes, Save Ferris. Is that what it was? Not Biff Naked.
Save Ferris.
That's a different thing. Save Ferris. You're 100% right. So yeah, they're
but like
going
it
to
doesn't
prom.
seem like it seems like Zach or Chad Christ and the girls are gonna stay behind at first.
Yeah,
and
they're
then
not gonna go to the prom.
Card. Yeah.
They find the card and they're like, we're going to prom because they're gonna expose Courtney. So they announce the prom winners, and of course it's Courtney, and I think his name is Dane.
Of course, great.
And while Courtney is accepting her crown, Chad Christ is in the back, jerry rigging up the card.
He's like,
for no reason. I was like, why not just open the card in front of the mic? I don't know that you need to like wire it, but like, good for you.
Okay, McGay.
Okay. And so then they play I Killed Liz, I Killed the Teen Dream, deal with it over and over on the speakers. And then everyone's like, it's her.
Yep.
And the movie literally ends by just everyone throwing their corsage at her.
It's
and
iconic.
That's it.
I want to point out that one girl with the short spiky lavender hair is fucking sick.
Oh, there's some like background like people that are like the smaller characters. So fun.
Like Vicky Barrett did a great job.
She really did.
Like she learns from the best.
Yeah, she did. I wonder, did you look up and see what other work she's done since?
No.
I'm going to have to
I didn't do that.
No, I'm going to have to look into that. Because, yeah, I do think that the costumes, the aesthetic really carries the movie. And, like, looking back at it, like, as a forensic look into the Y2K, as someone who lived through it when, like, their hippocampus was being filled with everything.
Yeah.
Indelible on the hippocampus.
Yeah.
They nailed it.
They did.
It's just exactly, they picked the right look. Like, it looks like everyone's bedroom.
Like, the 4-year difference between that movie and Clueless, like, that, it was like,
it's 100%
the purples, the greens, the turquoise, the brown, like.
Even, like, the hazy filter that they were using on it.
It's so limited, too.
Oh!
And even, like, the progression from Jawbreaker to Mean Girls, like, Mean Girls is so 2004. Like, the 5 years.
So different.
Yeah.
It's
like the 5 years, each 5 years.
It's really weird. The vibe changed so much between that time. And like it felt big for us because those were big years relatively because we were so little. But like there was so much quick changes in fashion during that time.
Does it align with like quick advances in technology? Like it kind of does.
I think you're right.
Like that was like, it was exponential at that time.
We just needed bigger packets for bigger phones.
Oh my God. And then smaller pockets for smaller phones and then bigger pockets again for bigger phones.
Right. Guys. Phones, they couldn't decide what size phones should be for a while.
We still can't. Like we still have they're still promising like a flippable iPhone, like a foldable iPhone.
I don't know that I need it to be foldable at this point.
No.
When we first got iPhones, I got the Gen 1 iPhone.
Yeah.
And just wanted to say that. I'm just kidding.
That's a flex.
And when I remember being terrified to have it. Because like no one really had
there was
them.
no cases.
And you're just like on the subway, just like
I know, where do you put it?
No,
and you're like fucking citizens
in nature's pocket, baby. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
I was terrified of it. Wait, but I wanted to go back because you did talk about Limited 2, and I probably talked about this in the podcast 100,000 times. But the way that I romanticize going to a Limited 2 as a tween during those times, which is like the mid to late 90s, like 96, 97, I feel held.
Yeah.
It's maternal. Also my best friend. It's everything I ever want it to be. The way that it's merchandised, the clothes themselves, the blow-up furniture, their line of like sparkly body sprays.
It's like
the Chupa Chup.
The Chupa Chup. That was, speaking of Chupa, I was just about to say that I feel like it's a physical manifestation of the Spice Girls.
Spice Girls
is the Limited 2.
Did you just hear me just like I couldn't even hold that
like
in?
Tourette's. No
Spice
offense.
Girls. Yeah, no, yeah, nothing wrong with that. But yes, exactly. the compulsion of Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm obsessed. Yeah, I am
because it's
constantly looking for that.
It's the way that each of them are individually styled perfectly.
Yes.
But it still somehow is in the same language. And it just like goes together so seamlessly. They're like action figures.
They are. It's like action figures for others.
It's like
girls.
it's the colors that are chosen go together. The patterns go together, but they still. It's like
unique.
the Monome of it. Like
Yes.
it wouldn't surprise me if Monome styled the Spice Girls. Like
the only other way that I've seen it done really well, like since the Spice Girls, because I feel like the Spice Girls does it especially well. I don't think that the boy bands in America did it as well.
No,
but I think K-pop does it really good.
Yeah,
K-pop,
definitely.
There's some K-pop moments like Big Bang in like the 2012
Bad
Boy. If you guys watch Bad Boy by Big Bang, watch this music video. Good. It's such a good song.
Yeah.
Their costuming is all different, but just looks so sick together.
A collection.
I love when a costume designer is able to put together distinct looks that honor the branding of a person,
yeah.
But then also
Personal
honor the
style.
branding of a group.
Right.
Like Monome does and the Clueless, for example. That is so hard to do.
It's so hard to do.
It's character development.
It is.
And it's like, it's thinking about something on a micro and macro level.
Yeah.
And it's art, baby.
That's why Monome is so cool, because she like puts herself in the mind of the character and she works with the actor to think about where this person is acquiring stuff that they're getting.
It's so important because as a person, it's a big part of your life.
Right.
Like, you know, I mean, not everybody cares about it, but a lot of people do. It's self-expression.
It's the first thing people see when they see me is like what I'm, this is what I'm putting out there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like you want to just be able to be like, this is it.
Like what was happening in this time, this like 1999 time with boy bands? Like I feel like they looked preposterous.
It was a little bit of a no man's land moment.
What were they? Because I don't feel like they were trying to make them look hot, because like
no,
that wasn't hot.
I have to tell you, like, just like objectively looking back and like, I mean, anytime I hear like a Backstreet Boys or an NSYNC song, I still absolutely rage out because like it just feels so good.
They're great. They're still good.
The looks weren't looking for me.
No.
They weren't aesthetically that interesting to me.
No.
Millennium
is interesting, I guess. Like the I Want It That Way video is like, it was more like color. They didn't know what to do because
it wasn't.
I feel like they wanted to do.
The costumes weren't good for me.
No, they wanted to do like the color thing.
Yeah.
They wanted to like Power Rangeify it, but they didn't know how to make it.
Style. Like the Spice Girls, they had looks. Like, sorry, but the Spice Girls did it the best.
They did.
They just
no question.
did.
No question.
Because it was like kind of the first time we were seeing a girl group outside of like, you know, like the Supremes or whatever, where it was sort of like they had matching
Wild
costumes.
Orchid.
Yeah, it was more costumes matching.
Yeah.
The Spice Girls were giving you identities.
Yeah.
Scary baby, ginger, posh, sporty. Yes, now that's your lot.
Which they didn't even come up with themselves. Wasn't it like some reporter or like journalist made it up?
And like
they just like took it on.
100%. And like just still though, like scary.
I know. It's not cool.
Like I think we take back the night on that one because fuck yeah.
I know, it's like reclaiming the word bitch.
Yeah. Exactly.
She's like, okay, I'll be scary.
Oh, you're scared of me? Good.
How about
Fuck
when
off.
Mel B and Emma B were on The Circle?
You guys, was it 2 seasons ago on The Circle?
Yeah.
When the Spice Girls were on The Circle.
And they had their little Yorkie?
I literally paused it and just screamed. I was like,
imagine.
They gave us the Spice Girls.
I know.
It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
The Spice Girls.
The Spice Girls.
You got to see them in concert, right?
I did.
All 5?
I did.
That's fucking amazing.
But not when they were originally around. We went
right.
when they did like the first reunion tour when they were all there. What is this, like 2005?
I like don't remember.
It feels like that. And my little sister and her best high school friend came and we all went to New Jersey to go see them from the city. And I like had custody of them.
That's so funny.
And I was like 19.
Where'd you go to Newark?
Yeah, we did.
Damn.
And is that where like the big thing is there? We got
Nassau Coliseum.
I got like a car service to bring us there and back.
Wow.
Yeah.
How blank check of you.
I know. And we and like the whole time I was like, I'm not gonna cry. I'll be fine. My sister's like, I'm not gonna cry. And the minute they come up on like this, it starts to like la la la. And they're like, it comes up on the stage. I look over at Jesse and we're both just like streaming tears. Like, I was like, I had no idea. Like, I didn't realize how important it was.
It was like deep within you.
And like now I know. As like a 37-year-old woman, I'm like, that shit was a big deal.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm actually grateful that Geraldine had the wherewithal to just be like, girl power.
Yeah.
We don't fight with each other. We're girl power.
Yeah.
Even though she ended up having to leave. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
You know, they were just the best, and I love them.
They still are.
It always comes back to the Spice Girls for me.
I would be genuinely so gobsmacked if I saw any of them in real life.
Oh, meeting a Spice Girl would be...
Like, my favorite thing about Victoria Beckham is that she's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you think that she's Posh Spice, obviously. Yeah. She is the gift of the gab one in the group.
She's funny.
She's
charming.
Yeah. And, like, that fucking show.
Coming to America.
Oh, my God.
If you guys haven't seen it, I think it's on
DMV.
YouTube. Oh, my God. I can't be seen to be wearing flat shoes.
Like, when she take that picture?
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny.
The haircut?
Yeah.
Incredible. Iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love them.
Love them. And so overall, I guess like I do appreciate Jawbreaker for what it's telling us.
Uh-huh.
It's still a classic. It still hits. Very dark and scary.
Yeah.
Pretty, the storyline is like, meh, but like it's serving what it's serving.
It's like, you know what it is? I feel like it's like a fun recreation of like a murder. Like, it could be on, like, Dateline.
Yeah, it could be.
Or, like, a Lifetime.
You know what? Not for nothing. There are stories like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, they
did it. It's like the Slender Man
but
thing.
with costumes.
Right,
yes,
exactly.
You know?
And be careful of Jawbreakers out there.
Right? It's dark.
They're not even that good. They last for, like, 2 seconds and they get
Jawbreakers
everywhere.
are disgusting.
Yeah, they get everywhere.
They're chalky and gross. I've never liked them. Like, it doesn't make... Logistically, it's too sticky for me. I'm supposed to hold it with my bare hand? Absolutely not. And then if you put a napkin on it, it sticks to the napkin. And then you have a napkin ball.
Like,
it doesn't work.
Business-wise, it doesn't make sense either.
Called
Don't you want us to eat something fast so we can get more?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm just gonna like hold on
to this one. And
as
it gets down to like a certain, you can totally choke on it. Actually, it's very unsafe.
I think that was a thing.
In general, hard candies very dangerous.
Not for me.
I have
soft candies all day.
I've had a hard candy go down too early. And you're
just that's why I'm wearing this because it's still stuck.
Do you ever have like a cough drop that goes down before it's done and you're like, ah! And
oh my God. And then you poop it out and it's like perfect form.
Haven't had that experience yet.
Oh.
But I have eaten enough Luden's cough drops in a row to give myself a bellyache.
Don't.
When I was a little kid, I could shotgun a pack a
God.
Day.
Don't. Yeah, pack a day on Luden's.
Pack a day Luden's.
And do you know where we would buy them? The checkout at fucking Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, they have everything there.
They
at the
sure
Wrap.
do. They had those other ones too, those tins that were like powdery. The
Altoids?
No, it was like
oh, I know what you're talking about. They're like the fruits.
Yes.
Fruits.
I love a cherry Luden's.
The ultimate cherry taste.
When Terminator 2 came out, it was like 92, so we were pretty young. I was like 6, and we watched it. We rented it.
Yeah.
I think we saw it in theaters, but we rented it also. And I remember going through an entire box of Luden's with my back facing the TV because I was so scared.
Stress eating.
Yeah, I was so stressed.
You know?
So that's my core memory of that. Luden's.
Everyone has, you know what? Does everybody else have a core Luden's memory? Because, like, mine is that I had, like, a sore throat and my mom gave me a box and she was like, no, don't eat all of them, Juicy. And I, like, put them in my pocket and ate all of them.
You look like a Luden's right now.
Oh,
cute.
Thanks. Well, on that note, I actually kind of want to take it off because I'm hot because it's hot today.
I hate this.
It's like a hot day. It's like the first, like, oh my God, it's going to be summer.
Watch me go put more clothes on for a hot day.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. But thanks for tuning in to this episode, and we had a lot of fun with it. So always send in your suggestions because we love them. podcast@bijoutcandles.com. You can also send in anything you want us to talk about for our catch-up episodes. So if there's like a subject, a topic, you want us to talk about Spice Girls more, write that in.
Birth order, anything.
Exactly. And as always, please give us a 5-star rating if you're enjoying. And if not, just don't do that.
Yeah.
Just don't not enjoy it.
Like and subscribe,
share,
comment below,
all the good things, and we'll be back next week.
Love you guys.
Love you, Candle Coven.
Bye.
Bye.